likely to continue going forward as well?
First of all, let me just clarify. I live in the UK, but currently I'm visiting India.
Okay.
But I've been following the developments very closely.
Okay.
So this has been a ongoing process. What has happened is they have given these pictures. They have given this press notes yesterday. This is Home Office itself, which in a quite unprecedented manner. They have released pictures. They have given a big note full of facts and figures that they have reported 19,000 illegal immigrants and criminals who had no reason to be in the UK. They have been deported since the Labour government came to power after the last July's election. But what is need to understand is small boats, immigrants are still coming. They say they have deported 19,000, but during this period, 25,000 people have come in small boats during this time.
So
So
Stop
there
the
are
Boats
still
was a
more
major
people coming
campaign.
here than
Stop
they
the
are being
Boats
deported.
has been a major campaign, and it seems government after government struggle to really stop the boats from coming in. Rishi Sunak failed, and Starmer isn't making much progress there. Hold your thought there, sir. I want to quickly get in Varun as well to talk to us about the impact this could have from an India point of view. Mr. Singh, there's a large number of people who also go to the UK from India. A large chunk of them are legally. They go there. There are, of course, some who go through the other route as well. How do you see that likely to be impacted after this crackdown?
Yeah, so this is not a new story. This has been running from ages, and
no, nothing is a new story. But we are talking about the data that happened in January. That isn't new, right? Yeah.
Actually, so this data was escalated and was figured out in the last government as well. And as Mr. Kaushik told that, yes, the border security is a major concern. But if you see from the India point of view, there are a lot of ghost consultants in India too that are not regulated by the government or by the industry. And there are a lot of potential prospects who look for migration without having their credentials as per the requirement. Then the motivation towards going towards this route is basically is flagged through the ghost consultants. The consultant should take care of this part at initial to stop this illegal migration.
No,
See,
there's a
from the
gravy
visa
chain
officers,
here. There's a gravy chain here, which is why the route happens and the ghost consultants continue unabated. My question to you, sir, is do you think this is going to act as a huge deterrent for people to evaluate the illegal route because of the crackdown that's happened?
yeah, absolutely. This is very important. The illegal route is something which has been already identified, and from the home offices, the regulations are very strict and stringent. So you don't have any options where you can do any illegal migration from the home office. This is all the crackdowns which is happening is because of the leakages, and the options are there in terms of the border security. So in my 15 years, I have not seen any home offices have given any wrong visas or fake visas and to the person who is not eligible for it. So
okay. So, Mr. Kaushik, then the fact is the Starmer government is also under immense pressure because there's also a global movement against illegal immigration led by the US and also within Europe as well. In your assessment, this sets the stage for things to intensify further?
So what has happened is since Trump came to power, this noise about anti-immigration has been happening entire Western world. So UK is no exception. In UK, immigration has been the major problem for any government because they haven't been able to control. Rishi Sunak's government tried its best, but they couldn't stop these small boats. Even in the last few days, last 7 days actually, more than 200 people have arrived in these small boats. And what is happening is now, on one hand, you have Trump. On the other hand, you have Reform Party gaining momentum each day. In the last election in July last year, Reform Party got 14.5% vote. But now The latest opinion poll says they have got 25% vote, which is more than the Labour Party, which is the governing party, which is 24%. Tory Party, Conservative Party, which was defeated in the last election, has only got 21%. So Reform Party is
So
now,
Nigel
according
Farage's
to the latest
party
opinion
is
poll, the most
reflecting
important
the
party.
sentiment of the people on ground. Mr. Farage is reflecting what most people feel when it comes to illegal immigration. Do you see the rules getting tighter going forward? One is, of course, the crackdown. Second is the rules itself. Mr. Kaushik, do you see those being revisited as well by the government?
Well, you see, there is a bill going to come in Parliament. The first reading has already taken place. Second reading of that immigration bill is coming soon. So obviously, this is an issue of immense importance to any political party in governance in Britain. And Tory and now we have Labour Party. Labour Party has been accused of being soft on illegal immigration. So they are trying to show that no, they are equally tough, even more tough. Now, the figure they are trying to give is that we have deported more people. But the fact is, as I said earlier, more people than being deported are coming every day. And there is no way these small boats can be stopped because there is a big line of shoreline. People come in these small boats from France, and they have so many people, and it's being done in a very organized manner. So the governments across the world, including in India, are trying to target these
You're
organized
correct
gangs.
about the fact that governments around the world are trying to solve this. As far as the UK is concerned, the English Channel route kills so many of those who try and cross it, but nevertheless, those small boats continue unabated. And I don't think that's going to stop. Maybe this is going to increase further because the UK is also trying to grapple with a situation that is not just about refugees, not just about illegal immigrants, it's about the political mood in the country. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for decoding this important story. And we now turn our attention to the other big story that we are tracking. Shifting focus, President Donald Trump reiterated his threat against Hamas, said all hell will break loose if the terrorist organization doesn't return hostages that are still being held in Gaza by noon on Saturday, urging Israel to cancel its ceasefire deal with Hamas. This comes after the terrorist organization threatened to postpone the next hostage release that is scheduled to take place on Saturday until further notice because it has accused Israel of breaking the ceasefire deal. What's the latest in this? There are lives at stake. 200 people were taken hostage. 100 of them were still believed to be alive. Only a very small number of them have been released so far. Ghazali, talk to us about what's really at stake, when is this next phase of hostage release that has to take place, and why this ceasefire deal is in real danger right now?
See, as far as the numbers are concerned, what we can tell that around 21 hostages were released by Hamas in the last, since January 19. It's been almost, we're going to touch a month of the ceasefire implementation. And Israel has also released around 730 Palestinian prisoners. Now, yesterday Hamas announced that it is going to postpone the release of hostages, citing that how Israel has been violating the rules of ceasefire. It says that Israel is not allowing essential items to get into the Gaza Strip through the Rafah border crossing. The Rafah border, which shares, Gaza shares its border with Egypt, and that border is called the Rafah border crossing. So it accuses Israel that being the occupying force, it is not allowing essential items like tents and other shelter items to get into the Gaza Strip. Also, it accuses Israel of using force against the Palestinians who are trying to move towards the North Gaza. And that is why what Hamas says, that we have raised these objections right away, 5 days before the scheduled release of the hostages, because the release of the hostages is scheduled on Saturday. So they said we are just letting you know, or we are just letting it known to our mediators so that they can put pressure on Israel, and then the issue can be resolved.
All right, Mohammad Ghazali, we leave it there. Thanks much for giving us that update. Shifting focus now to the latest in Bangladesh, where the interim government headed by Mohammad Yunus is facing fresh trouble because the BNP Secretary General Mirza Farooq Islam Alamgir has slammed the leader, saying that the law and order situation in the country has deteriorated. The government cannot avoid responsibility for any of the incidents. This comes amidst the ongoing crackdown by Bangladesh's Yunus-led interim government. The operation is called Operation Devil Hunt. What they're trying to do is that now they're trying to catch hold of people whom they think aggravated the situation, when for months on end, Bangladesh has been pretty much on the very brink because of collapse of law and order. Student leaders have been orchestrating violent, undemocratic witch hunt for months on end. Meanwhile, Russia's advanced Sukhoi 57 Felon fighter jet is making waves at the ongoing Aero India 2025 Bengaluru. My colleague Arjun gets you this very special report.
Russia's Sukhoi 57 Felon has made a striking debut at the ongoing Aero India 2025 underway in Bengaluru's Yelahanka. Showcasing its advanced capabilities to the world, it makes thrilling aerobatic maneuvers demonstrating the aircraft's agility, leaving spectators biting their nails. Now here's all you need to know about Moscow's most advanced frontline aircraft. New Delhi is also in fact eyeing. Now the Felon jet has been developed by United Aircrafts. It's a part of Russia's state-owned defense company, Rostec. The jet is capable of achieving maximum speeds exceeding 2,450 kilometers an hour. It can fly at speeds of up to Mach 2 without afterburners. Now, for your perspective, that's twice the speed of sound, resulting in a range of up to 3,500 kilometers at subsonic speeds. The Su-57 is designed to destroy air, ground, and naval targets alike. It is armed with beyond visual range missiles and 2 short-range missiles for air-to-air combat missions. For ground strike capabilities, it's fitted with tactical air-to-ground missiles and a range of precision-guided bombs. Now, here's the kicker. The Felon is set to be equipped with the most advanced, in fact, onboard radio-electronic equipment, including the so-called electronic second pilot. The jet's AI system assumes some of the pilot's functions, including piloting and preparing for weapons use. Now, very interestingly, it is Russia's first new fighter jet ever since the end of the Cold War, and it's been, in fact, 14 years since the Felon's first flight in 2010, and less than 40 aircrafts have been delivered to date. The Su-57's appearance at Aero India 2025 underlines Moscow's ambition not only to project cutting-edge military technology on the global stage, but to also co-develop it with players including India.
All right, a quick break. We come back with an exclusive interview on the other side. Stay with us.
Quidco gives you cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco. Sign up and start saving today. Visit quidco.com.
Health isn't someday in the future. It's now. It's same-day GP appointments. Physio without GP referrals. Cancer testing, scans, and diagnosis fast. Questions for an expert at any hour about anything. Routine dental checkups every year for brighter smiles. Support that lasts for as long as it takes. Feeling your best every day starts today. Call or go online now for your quote.
Our first year as a family flew by, and now I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Just like families, not all life insurance is the same. That's why we offer the Smart Family Guarantee. We guarantee a straightforward application process, award-winning service you can trust, and cover from day one. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Is that my ticket?
With retirement round the corner, I want to spend more time with my family, which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
This is an important message for people living with diabetes, from people living with diabetes.
When I was experiencing the symptoms of diabetes, I didn't know what was going on.
You go on the internet
and it's full of horror stories.
I didn't understand about carbs, I didn't understand about blood glucose levels.
That's why the support I get as a Diabetes UK member is so important.
You can become a Diabetes UK member for just £3 a month. When you do, you'll receive a practical guide specific to your type of diabetes and a copy of Balance magazine 4 times a year. Plus, you'll help support research that could lead to better treatments for all types of diabetes.
As members, we're all working it out together.
Call 0800 144 5410 or go online to become a Diabetes UK member for just £3 a month. Join us now because membership can help you learn to live better with diabetes.
Viewers, Delhi-based company Religare Enterprises is in the news. US-based investor and entrepreneur Danny Gaikwad has put in a bid to buy this company, but it's run into some regulatory hurdles. So let's get in Danny Gaikwad to really understand what's at stake and how he feels that diplomatic intervention is the way. Mr. Gaikwad, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. Talk to us about the fact that you've sought a diplomatic intervention in your bid for Religare.
In my opinion, we shouldn't need it because I am an Indian citizen. I want to acquire this company, but it's very unfortunate that it looks like a political wrangling. So I asked for the help to my senator and my congressman to see if they can help me to resolve this in the sense of just asking a fairness. There's no pressure, no nothing, never. It's just a basic that, guys, can you please see if I get the fair treatment? Because what happened in US, they treat me US citizen. In India, they treat me US citizen. So that's the issue, you know. In my heart, I think I'm Indian citizen and also US citizen. So it's just a wrangling going on. And you saw it. Why is any investor, forget about me, any investor has to go to the High Court, has to go to the Supreme Court to get the order to authorities to move. Authorities are appointed by the ruling party. So I have no choice but to go and ask for the help.
Okay. So Prime Minister Modi will be in Washington, D.C. Have you sought an appointment to meet him there?
Yes, ma'am. 100%. My senator, my congressmen, and hopefully Trump administration will ask that. And I hope I get it. 100%. At least he knows by first hand what's going on, you know, how you are treating your own over there under the name of all kind of authorities, you know. You didn't cross the I, you didn't do this, you didn't cross the T. It's not only my fight. It can be my fight. But suppose I don't get this deal. Nothing is going to happen in my life. But we just heard they have a 33 crore stocks, and I'm giving extra money. So count how much money is that. I may have a wrong number, but I think I have a right number. So it's not only Danny Gaikwad. It's not only about me. I am the investor who wants to make money. Let's put it that way.
Okay. What are your legal advisors telling you? Because, you know, this is not just about meeting Prime Minister Modi. There's a process here as well, sir.
It was in the court of the law, but I think Supreme Court gave me a time, which is very short time, because it was done on a Friday, which is Saturday, Sunday, banks are closed this early morning, which I just woke up, and I'm struggling to get this thing in the row, which is only 72 hours. And Gauri, I've been transferring money all my life for my other companies. It's on a personal basis, it comes out faster. On a company to company is very difficult. You know, it takes 3 days, 5 days. So we are using all the means to get it done. That's my goal right now. And that's why I'm a little late to talk to you also.
Okay. But then what's your vision for Religare? What's the reason for this acquisition?
It's a basic, I'll explain you, because it's a great story I ever heard in Indian corporate. I may not have heard others, but you know, the stock was done, the company was finished, everything was done, nobody cared, I didn't care either, you know, and then I saw it revive and then thrive, and stock price went all the way 300 from 15, 20 rupees, which is unheard. So that intrigued me. So I've been watching. So intent is, yes, to make money, because I think with the hybrid idea, which is US idea and Indian idea, if we combine, we can take this company to the next level where everybody will benefit. Of course, I'm doing for the benefit. I'm not doing for charity. I'm not claiming like that. That's who I am, investor. So yeah, that's the vision. We should put some hybrid ideas.
Okay. Finally, Mr. Gaikwad, you're a successful American businessman. What's your view on the India-America business relationship under President Trump?
Donald Trump is a Donald Trump. He's a president of United States. He will do what is good for America. He is not elected by Indian people or Canadian or Japanese or anybody. He has first mandate from the US people to fix our country. So, Gauri, it's more deeper than that. If America is in a great standing, a lot of country depends on American trade, like India.
Indeed, they do. Mr. Gaikwad, thank you so much for speaking to me on NDTV, and we'll track this meeting of yours very closely. And on that note, I'm completely timed out on this edition of India Global. Thanks so much for watching.
Now I'm retired, I can spend more time with my grandson. I'm proud of him and want to help any way I can. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK.
Well, that's good to know.
UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
And that money can help with my funeral costs or even be used as a gift. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
Thanks, Mom, for everything.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free quote today, call our UK team on 0800 158 552 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
When I woke up, they said, Alyssa, you've got leukemia. We found out that the chemo wasn't working.
Cancer is still the biggest killer of children in the UK, but innovative new treatments could help beat cancer for more children like Alyssa.
I'm cancer-free now.
Text, call or search to give £3 a month and help build a new children's cancer centre at Great Ormond Street Hospital. So together we can save more lives.
Our first year as a family flew by. And now, I want to make sure he'll be financially protected for all his birthdays to come. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, how can I help?
Hi, I'd like a quick quote for family life insurance.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
That's great.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought. And could help my wife pay off the mortgage.
And with our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
That's good to know.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0808 141 5855 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
Sign up and start saving with Quidco today. Get cashback every time you shop on over 5,000 brands. It always pays to Quidco.
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to the Southern View. I'm Veera Raghav. Lots lined up on the show this evening. Our special focus on the Bengaluru Metro and the exchange over its fare hike. But first, let's get you the headlines we're tracking this hour. Starting with the Prime Minister, who's flagged job concerns at the AI summit, says the nature of jobs will change, need to reskill people. The Prime Minister calls for AI for all and AI for good at the Paris summit. Strong reactions to YouTuber Allahabadia's crass comments resonate in Parliament. Shiv Sena MP raises the issue in the Lok Sabha. The National Commission for Women has summoned Allahabadia and Samay Raina, while the Maharashtra police has filed an FIR. Hectic parleys in Manipur continues. MLAs meet Bharatiya Janata Party's Northeast Coordinator Sambad Patra. Who will be the next Manipur Chief Minister? That's the big question that remains unanswered. And in Telangana, beer becomes 15% dearer as the government struggles to settle dues to beer companies. We'll have a special report up ahead. Well, first up this evening, to the strong commuter reactions and political exchange over the hike in fares in the Bengaluru Metro. A few days ago, the Bengaluru Metro Rail Corporation implemented what's been described as a quote-unquote steep hike in fares of up to 50% in the maximum fares and around 45% between some stages, according to BMRCL. Several commuters, though, have complained on social media and demonstrated how the effective fare hike between some stations has almost doubled and that it virtually disincentivizes the use of the Bengaluru Metro and public transport. There are multiple factors, remember, that need to be debated and taken into consideration in this issue. Sharp political comments for one, and protests by the BJP outside some metro stations on the one side, but the Congress-ruled Karnataka government has pointed out categorically that the fare hike was cleared by the centre, and even a committee headed by a retired judge to approve that hike was set up after a letter from the centre and not the state government. Remember, the BMRCL has both the centre and the state as stakeholders. The political exchange is being keenly watched in the hope that it could perhaps force BMRCL to revisit the hike.
I feel very disappointed for even voting for any of these politicians, because this is being a major transport system. They have been like literally outrageously they are doing this. That is very disappointing. At least they should consider to increase our 10%, 20%. 46% is like criminal. It is very disappointing about it.
According to me, it is unfair. So they should not increase that extent. Okay, 5-10%, okay. We can understand the inflation. So they can increase to that extent, 5 to 10%. 50%, 48%, it is too much.
Well, so who is to blame for that fare hike, and why is the Bengaluru Metro, or is it amongst the costliest in the country? Does it disincentivize public transport? Joining me this evening, Surabhi Hodigare of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Nagaraju Yadav of the Congress will join us in a bit. Urban governance expert Sridhar Pabisetti also here with us this evening. Thanks to all three of you for joining us this evening. Surabhi, the point that the state government is making is that BMRCL is a centre and state, has both these as stakeholders, and that the fare hike had to actually be signed off by the centre. So why protest here? Because the Congress says that it's not their decision to have increased the price, it's BMRCL's decision, along with a committee that was set up to study the issue.
V. Raghavan, I think the basic thing that we need to agree on as political parties is that our job here is not to oppose the Congress, oppose the BJP. It is as government to ensure that we are working for the people, and as the opposition to ensure that what voices of the people need to be heard on the government are staged by our political parties. That is the basis on which we are doing this protest. Today, there is palpable anger that in a city where there is severe congestion, that modes of public transport are crowded, not enough BMTC buses, significant problems with last mile connectivity exist. Metro is one shining hope that a lot of commuters have been, banking on. And when you see this sort of an increase in fare hike, the anger gets even more substantiated. And when we start talking state government, central government, it is a joint vehicle. Yes, BMRCL is a joint vehicle. There are multiple people on the committee, that the fare fixation committee, that have been nominated by the state government and nominated by the central government. I want to also put in one clarification here that yes, that the fare fixation committee might have been constituted by the union government, but rules stipulate that either BMRCL or the state government have to first make that request. We are a decentralized polity, that somewhere their communication has to happen. But the basis of our argument is this. Look, we have a need where metro ridership needs to be subsidized, not penalized. That is what we're asking for, and that is what we hope that the government will listen to. It is something that, and the question to the state government is, if BJP is on the streets today protesting against this hike, what is stopping you from taking strict actions? Your comments have been restricted to who is the part of the fare fixation committee or not. Tell me what you're going to do about it.
Surbhi, the point that's being made is that when you protest here, you are technically protesting against the decision of the central government. It needs to be taken up there, is the point that the political argument being made. But we'll get to it. I'm waiting for Nagaraj Yadav to join the show in a bit from now. Sridhar Pabisetti, overall, why is it that Bengaluru Metro is being, considered one of the most costliest in the country? Some comparisons to the Delhi Metro suggest that the Bengaluru Metro is far more costlier. Is it because of operational reasons, A? And B, is a sudden hike of this nature in Bengaluru Metro, which, remember, is largely a public transport, does it, sort of disincentivize the whole process of pushing people towards public transportation?
True, Veera. There are two important points here. First is that why this sudden steep increase? And that is something that the Bangalore Metro has to answer for itself, of saying that how will it engage with citizens and how will it communicate the need for frequent price hikes, and how will it go through the process of increasing the fees? A sudden hike like 50% is unimaginable for a urban commuter today. And it will actually drive out many riders who have made conscious shift to get into public transport, right? So that's the first thing. If that happens, then you have the second problem. You don't have enough space in the roads for this traffic to move away from the metro to the roads, right? So you have to clean up the roads. Metro has to be functioning as efficient as possible. So in that also, there are a huge challenge that we are facing, right? We don't have enough rakes that are running on our trains, on the metro. There are not enough additional capacity being added to the existing routes. All addition of ridership has happened only because we have added new reaches, new lines, and hence the ridership is increasing. It's not necessarily the old places where you have increased ridership. So more rakes will help getting more riders from the congested places. And you also have to start fixing on the non-motorized transport, walkability, footpaths around the stations, make them more accessible. All of these things have to work together. And most importantly, PMRCL has got this wrong by making a steep increase, by not making periodic. And that is very important that we get it right. We make it predictable. We say it will happen once in 6 months or 3 years or whatever is the routine. And here is a formula we follow, demands.
Okay. All right, you're making multiple points here. Yes, there are multiple issues, but we'll restrict this conversation to the fare hike per se. Nagaraj Yadav, who has experience in running, public transportation and is the Congress's spokesperson here, joins us. Mr. Yadav, thanks very much for being here with us. Surbhi was making the point a short while ago. This is not about who is to blame. The question is that what are we doing to reduce that fare hike? When I posed to her that the Congress's argument is that it's the centre that signs off on the fare hike for the metro. How would you see that argument?
It is not a scientific way of increasing the price. There is a way of increasing the price because I was the chairman of the BMTC. I know what is urban transport means. Bangalore city is one of the finest city, one of the fastest growing city in the world today. 1.5 crore vehicles on the streets today. Bangalore is suffering with traffic today. And if we don't encourage the mass public transport, this becomes a mockery of entire public transport as such. Today we have to reduce the prices rather than increasing the prices. We should push people to go to the mass transport. Whether it's I wanted the buses to be increased to the 13,000 buses or 15,000 buses, and the metro train to increase to more number of kilometers, so that more people are pushed towards the public transport as such. But today the government of India is going totally opposite to unscientifically pushing people back to use their two-wheelers and use the cars as such. Today, Bangalore is dying today. Tomorrow, Bangalore will become one more Delhi with pollution and rates as such if the public transport is not pushed today. Japan, you take an example. Only 8% of the public vehicles are there in the roads, but 92% of the people use public transport as such. We should think an example like that, South Korea or Japan, to use more public transport as such. Rather making it more cheaper, they are making it more costlier. And nowhere in the world, 50% of the hike is done, which is not acceptable, completely unscientific. They have taken it wrong. They should roll it back. Today, I'm so unfortunate to say, the BJP people are protesting today in front of the metros where their own government is increasing this. What is this natak they are doing that? One side they want to pinch a child and they're asking why the child is crying. This is not fair at all.
I'll ask that question to Surbhi. I'll ask that question that you're posing to Surbhi next, but a quick question to you. Why is the Congress not out on the streets protesting the fare hike?
We are writing to the government of India. Today we also I myself also written to the MD of BMRCL. This should be withdrawn. They should not give any room for unwarranted instances because the salaries are not doubled. The price of the metro is doubled. How is it acceptable to people of Bangalore? Whether it's people of Bangalore or people of Kolkata. Kolkata rates compared to the Bangalore is more than 60% is cheaper than Bangalore is. Kolkata metro is this. Why is this disparity in the government of India? Government of India is completely against the people of Karnataka and they are against the people of Bangalore because they are given mandate for 5 or 6 seats in and around Bangalore for the parliamentary seats. That's the reason they are doing this way, is it?
All right.
They have a step further
respond to what Nagaraj Yadav is saying. He's saying the onus is on the centre to have controlled the fares. Why is the BJP protesting outside railway stations? This is the question that I started with, saying that, look, this needs to be dealt with at New Delhi.
The BMRCL has been appointed here for a reason. There is a reason that BMRCL exists. There is also equal representation of Karnataka state government nominated members as Government of India members within the BMRCL. The protest here, sir, is not today against decisions made by the central government, state government. It is by this authority, the Fare Fixation Committee, which I will remind Nagaraj Yadav. I do not want to be spoken over.
Is it a scientific way of increasing this? Not the way at all. I am so angry with the government of India. I am not saying that, Surbhi, you are a Bangalorean. You should understand it's unscientific. Why did you say that? Why did you
I go in the metro a lot more than you do. Please, I go in the metro a lot more than you do. Therefore, I understand better. Today, what we're voicing is not...
I was the chairman of urban transport. I know what is urban transport. It's not that only you are a traveler. You should understand you are anti-Bangalorean.
Can we cut the noise? Can we find a solution?
I have heard you patiently. The Fare Fixation Committee that you constantly point towards, the request to create such a committee comes from the state government of BMRCL. Instead of you pointing fingers at me and me pointing fingers at you, let me point out an instance. In 2021 in Tamil Nadu, a similar revision happened and the then Chief Minister E. Palaniswamy actually reduced the prices. Can Siddaramaiah government please do that as well? The second thing that I want to mention.
For all your increase, why this?
So please let me have three points. Please let me.
Unfair. I will not agree with for all mistakes of yours. State government to reduce the price.
May I please?
No, this is unfair. This is unfair, Surbhi. I am being a Bangalorean. I will not agree with this kind of unscientific talk. I will not agree with this thing. I will not allow things to fall like this. Why are you giving an example of Tamil Nadu as such? Bangalore is one contributing